welcome back to another episode of Heaventobetsy Conversations About Life. My name is Betsy DeVega and I'm your host. If you're new to my channel, welcome. We're so glad you're here. And if you came back, thank you for your support. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share if you think that this is going to help somebody else. As I've promised in the past, before we get started, I'm going to give you my symptoms rating for my Parkinson's. See how we're going to do today. I'm giving myself a 4 right now. I think I'm okay, but it's the end of the day. It was raining this morning, which makes a difference in my symptoms. And it was a little bit of a stressful day, so let's see how we do. Anyway, let's get started because we have a lot to cover. And so today we're going to go back into the HELP series, Healthy Educational Lessons for Parents and for People. And today we're going to touch on visual processing. What you see is not always what you get, and what you see is not always what you comprehend. So let's start. What is visual processing? Visual processing are those images that you get in your mind. A great example of this, and I had told you this in the beginning too, is when you see a movie and you read the book before you see the movie. Some of us who have very good visual processing don't like the movie because it's not our perception of how that book was. It's the director's perception. It's the same thing if you have weak visual processing, like I do. I prefer to see the movie because I miss very important information when I'm reading the book. I'm so focused on the mechanics of reading that I have a difficult time comprehending sometimes the direction of the author and what they want when they depict the different ideas and the different characters and the details. That's your visual processing. It's those images in your mind. So I'm going to start with the story really quick, and then we'll get into a brain boost, and then I'm going to do an exercise with you, and we'll be done today. But this one's a big one. So, okay, let's start with the story. How do you use a dime? When you think of a dime, what do you think about? How do you use it? Do you use it to spin things around, to spin it around as a screwdriver? When you think of a dime, what do you think of? Who's even on the dime? Do you know? A lot of us don't know. We don't pay attention to it. But now I'm going to tell you a story. President Roosevelt was the president during the Depression. He also had polio during his presidency. There was a gentleman who was a comedian. He was also a radio show host. His name was Eddie Cantor. He heard about this and decided to go to the public and ask the public to turn in all their change, give their dimes to the White House to help Roosevelt and others that were stricken with polio. There was such an influx of dimes that came into the White House that they didn't know what to do with it. So they put their heads together. They all decided they were going to use all that extra money. And they put together a program called the March of Dimes. And that's how the March of Dimes began. That is how the March of Dimes started. It was Eddie Cantor and President Roosevelt in trying to help those that were struggling with polio. So now the dime looks different to you, doesn't it? The way I described it was really something that you won't forget very easily. And now you attach it to something special like the March of Dimes. So I just helped you with your visual processing. When we're remembering vocabulary words or other words, it helps us. The crazier the more colorful that you can see it in your mind, the easier it is for you to remember it. And try to link them. Those links make a difference as well. I have my car in the shop, and so right now I have a rent-a-car. Well, my rent-a-car is red. And I don't normally pay attention to red cars. Ever since I had that red car, do you know how many red cars I've seen on the road? Has that ever happened to you? All of a sudden you get a new car, or there's a car you like, and now all of a sudden you see a whole bunch of them on the road, like Teslas. I feel like there's Teslas every other car. It's not necessarily that there's a whole bunch more, it's that your eye is focused on it now, and it's picking it up. That's your visual processing at work. So, brain boost. Please only do this exercise if you're not driving and you're at home or in a safe place to do it. But here's what I would like for you to do. Look around your room and find everything that you can think of that is blue. Pay attention to everything blue and hold on to it. Are you doing it? Ready? Because now I want you to close your eyes and give me everything in the room that is red. How easy or hard was that for you? It was probably pretty hard, right? Because you were so focused on the blue that all the red items seemed to almost disappear. So, like I said, sometimes what we see is not really what we need to be seeing. Sometimes there's information missing or things missing. If you're having a bad morning and you're focused on all the negative, then it's difficult for you to focus on the positive. It's difficult for you to comprehend what may be going on because you're so focused on what your mind is telling you. Sometimes our minds play tricks on us. Those pictures that we see in our mind, or that perception that we have in our mind, is actually not what's really happening. So pay attention to this next time, and pay attention to what's around you. And try your best, if you're trying to come up with some items or vocabulary or different things that you need to remember, make it fun. Make it stand out. Make a story out of it. Do mnemonics. That way you're not just relying on your memory. Remember I showed you guys, I think I told y'all in one of the episodes, Michelle. Do y'all remember what I told you to do to remember the name Michelle? Do you remember what I told you to do to remember my name? Put an American flag around me, and now you're going to think of me as Betsy Ross, and you won't forget my name. Or you go on the beach and you find a shell, and it's my shell. It's a beautiful, shiny, red shell. If you want to make it red, polka dot, whatever you want to make it. Now you'll remember that name, Michelle. So next time you meet somebody and you're trying to remember their name, put a connection to it. Do something more that allows those images in your head to stand out. For now, thank you for coming and listening, and I hope that this helped a little bit. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. And I hope you can smile a little, pray a lot, and together we're going to get through this thing we call life. One conversation at a time. Take care and God bless.